Welcome in, my friends. We are once again in the Academy Wilds. Look how beautiful it is. It's a wonderful sunny day, and we are going to bring in our tour guests yet again. Yesterday we had Rafa and Joshi. Today, the guests are Cubby and Magical. Guys, you guys have everything set. You got your documentation. You're ready to take a journey with me.
I only brought this watch. I feel like
Perfect for keeping time if you get lost in the wilds. You're going to need that for sure.
it does not have a compass, but
I don't know if
on
that's going to help you. Maybe we have ducks. Honestly, I don't know what's in the Academy Wilds. I do know where I'm taking you guys today. You guys paid a pretty hefty price.
Yes, we
I'm
did.
going to spend the day with you.
Good money.
I'm going to spend the day with you. And I'm going to take you to the president's abode of the Academy Wilds. All right, this is a bit of a scary place. Okay, I want to introduce you first to the general feeling you get when you step onto the ecosystem that involves our president Darshan. They like to call him president around here. The locals do.
That's not the White House.
And I try to adhere to the local traditions in the Academy Wilds, because if you don't, people get mad at you. But speaking of mad, Darshan, you invade on his territory, his prestigious abode. You know what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and roll the clip. Guys, get your goggles on. It gets a little bit bloody here.
It gets bloody. I didn't sign up for this.
I'm looking for goggles.
Oh, well, you definitely signed up for this, all right? So you see, Darshan emits such a presence that the animals around him will adhere to his move. We didn't even get to see the end of it there. As I like the glasses.
You said get goggles.
They didn't show the blood because it's too brutal to show on the CCTV footage. So we just didn't want to put you through that. But it definitely got really dirty up there. All right, and nasty, because Darshan don't play.
How much did he pay that minion? That's what I'm curious
It's the presence of the president. It doesn't matter.
That was
you don't
literally
have to
get
say
down
anything.
Mr. President moment.
Literally walking in front of the bullet are the minions for this guy. That's what he commands in his presence. But the next one, it's going to be a little bit of the same, because again, Darshan doesn't let you go once he has you in his grasp. Okay, so let's go ahead and tee up this next little bit and see a little bit more of what we have going on here for Darshan.
Okay. Is this where I quack?
Quacking ain't helping you, all right? When Darshan comes to town.
That Magical, the duck is in the bot river, not the top river.
I was missing.
Yeah.
We're not going to the duck today. You guys didn't pay for that, all right? That's a different package.
Oh.
Cubby, do I see you taking pictures over there? Put your phone down. Put your phone down.
What? It's not allowed?
No! Flash scares the players. You also shouldn't be eating chips, Magical.
I can eat chips.
I don't know why. Who let you in here? How did you get that through security?
Don't ask.
For some reason, the footage, it's, Darshan, sometimes he doesn't want things to be seen. So, we'll see if he lets us play this footage. Hopefully he does. He does have the authority. And after the first bit, Darshan says, "No, you come around my place, you're not making it out alive." And it's so unfortunate for Surdy, who's a passerby, who's a tourist in that situation every single time. Who lets you in with these pieces of equipment? How did you get this through security? This is a tight-knit place. You can't get into the Academy Wilds.
Magical, we're in the president's abode, not the monarch abode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come back next week, dude.
He's not the king.
What?
Yeah, it's the president.
All right. You know what? I'm really close to kicking off this tour. The only reason you're here is because you paid for it. So I gotta take the money.
I paid for my job. This is how I lost my job.
You also paid in your sanity with these games.
Yeah.
But the last little bit here.
I gave up my job.
This is where it gets really brutal. This is where Darshan, he comes out of his shell a little bit. He comes out of his abode a little bit.
This isn't a wild turtle game.
Comes all the way to another ecosystem, Surdy's ecosystem, and becomes the top of the food chain. Let's go ahead and watch how this monstrosity unfolds.
All right. Interesting.
Dip, duck, dodge.
Dive and dodge.
I feel like Aurelia would be really good at dodgeball.
So do I.
Is that what you get from
Hold on,
that
I'm
dodgeball in the Academy Wilds? Do we have dodge? I don't
we're
see
out
any.
of the
I see
president's
greenery
abode, so it's
behind
fine.
me,
Yeah.
Cubby. I don't see dodgeballs. All right.
You said the president's abode. That's not green. That's not the White House lawn.
This doesn't have to be the White House. That's copyrighted. All right. We don't have to talk about that. But guys, so you see, as we took a little tour, we had to stay a little bit far away from the abode because obviously he doesn't let people come. And you see what happens when people do come to his abode. But overall, you just learn not to step to the president. He has his own space. He has his own time. He can do what he wants.
He gave him the 2-step. That's what happens when you step at the president. You get the 1-2.
I found a souvenir.
Okay, the 1-2. You got a souvenir. Who
got a
did you pull
souvenir?
that off of?
Yeah.
What is, you? Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to talk to our supervisors and figure out what's
steal that
going
from the
on with
president?
security. I don't understand how we're letting people get away with these kinds of things. All right, well, I hear that I have another tour to go ahead and do. So guys, get out of here. That's all you paid for. And I'm gonna go ahead and go on to my next tour, who I hope will be better than you guys.
I feel like I got ripped off for my money. I paid a whole $1 for this.
I lost my job for this. What are you talking about?
Oh man, did you not use the discount coupon?
No.
Oh.
What was the discount coupon?
I wrote a note saying I want to pay for $1.
And like green crayon, like $1.
Look, I'm more civilized than that. I have colored pen. Come on.
That is nice for organization. You know, I'm glad that your pens are not just a prop. We like to use them.
Yep, as you can see. But yes, let's talk about the game and no more about memes and me with my random knickknacks and gadgets that I have nearby. Why don't, once our host is all ready to go, we'll bring back in Mazel. We'll start talking with Mazel and really kick off how this game was. Oh, that's not Mazel. There he is. That's Mazel.
The second time's the charm. Hi guys.
What a game!
That tour guide sounded not very nice, by the way. I don't know why you guys.
We were getting some nice banner as
Whoa!
well, right? We're dishing it back and forth.
Yeah, for sure. That game was interesting I'll say the least, and the fact that we set up this topside matchup, Darshan versus Surdy, it was all but one-sided here.
It was Darshan just clapping. Like I said before, there's that level 2, level 3 play where he baits in Surdy.
The
minion blocking some of those pellets from hitting Darshan, barely living with the sliver of health so he can turn around the kill. And from there, it was over for Surdy. He really didn't have a way to fight back against Darshan.
And, you know, we talked a lot coming into this game about how EG, they're 9th in the league at gold diff at 14. Surdy's the only member that's averaging being up in gold, which, I mean, it kind of tells you that EG liked to play through Surdy. That was a game where they weren't playing through Surdy. It was Tomio pathing top to bot, using the priority that Jinx Braum had to invade and, you know, knock Malice down a peg. That's a lane state where Surdy, you know, can't be baited in by Darshan. He's got to play the wave instead of playing the matchup. And he got punished. That play was forced because Darshan traded very aggressively. Surdy didn't want to give gold over to Malice, and Darshan managed to find the outplay to win. That was a beautiful play from Darshan to, you know, make that not a 1-for-1 trade. And Surdy paid the price from there. That was really, really well done by Darshan.
Yeah, it really was. And then it just continued to be so. And while Cloud9 were playing away from Darshan, they got so much. The objectives going their way, and especially a lot of the team fights as Darshan joined them later on. But I want to turn tails and look over at Evil Geniuses Academy and look how they can kind of come back after that one. It was a bit of a rough game for sure. We were talking about, you know, Tomio's going to have to find a way to deal with Malice. They're going to have something secure for late game because that's where we all know Cloud9 want to go with it. But if you lose the early game, that changes things completely. So finding that early stability in the top lane, finding something that can have presence for Tomio, I feel like is so important.
Well, that's where I looked to see what possibly he could take, because we're expecting Malice to get Hecarim again. Because I would assume, like every team does, even on red side, you ban Karthus Evelyn. He's gotten Karthus a couple times. Evelyn, I think only the one time, but it's been permanently banned ever since. So you want to have something more aggressive that can actually bully around Hecarim. The Volbear was supposed to do that, though. That was the whole idea.
It did.
Yeah.
It did for the
To an
first 2
extent.
clears. It just didn't afterwards.
Right. That's, I think, the issue. I think we might need to see something that could skirmish at all times against that Hecarim, really put Malice behind, but maybe also get a better matchup for Surdy in that top lane.
Guys, I got the clear. We are ready to go.
Right.
We are going into our final game of the day. It is the final day of week number 7. Give us a good one, Magical and Cubby.
We'll try our best, that's for sure. Because right now, Cloud9 are up 1-0 to Evil Geniuses. And this is the time Evil Geniuses are 1-1 kings in Academy. Maybe they can bounce back, especially after that kind of loss that they had where there was that point that it almost seemed they could turn it around. It was a good Emperor's Divide from Soligo to cut off the entire fight for Cloud9. Then after that, it just didn't work. Surdy couldn't lane against Darshan at any point. So it was a free lane for Darshan, and that TP that had been burned by Surdy meant that he couldn't join. It was always going to be a 5v4 in favor of Cloud9.
And that's C9 just playing with priority, knowing their win cons and being able to execute. A lot of props to them. And I'm curious to see what happens in this next game, this next draft, as we do have a side swap coming in. EG going to be on the red side. And I know that you really highlighted that Hecarim, Mad Magical. I do want to keep our eyes on that in the early draft, because if EG leave up a priority marksman, that could be the first pick for C9. And Tomio could opt to take that Hecarim away for himself. So now that might push Malice onto something like Udyr, like Shyvana. And that looks to be the game plan. So curious to see if we see a first pick Jinx or Hecarim out of C9. It's going to tell us a lot about the game plan from there.
Hey, I would love to see that Shyvana, the AP Shyvana, mostly because I haven't.
He doesn't play at AP.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. He still plays it more tanky, doesn't he? The old school build. I forgot about that. I'm so used to seeing AP Shyvanas nowadays. I just had it in my mind. Oh yeah, AP. But you're right. I forgot that he plays it more in like that Titanic Hydra sort of style. And here we saw that a priority marksman was left open, but instead Poppy grabs Rise. That was banned by Cloud9 when they were on red side, but they trade Rise for Jinx.
I want to see the Hecarim takeaway. I think that Rise Hecarim in the Jinx when you don't have something like a Tom Kench or a Thresh is really deadly. We saw C9 play so well with it in the last game, and I know Tomio can play the Hecarim. I think it's a discussion that EG might be having at the moment, as they have to lock something in. And instead they're going to match mid, so it's not going to be the Orianna. The standard counter that we've been seeing in the Rise is going to be Syndra. So a little bit more emphasis on that early game priority, and those scatter of the weeks can always be real big.
Now, this is something Soligo has played before, I believe, into Rise as well. Didn't really have the same success that the Orianna tends to do, or even Cassiopeia, but it is a comfort pick for Soligo. It allows a lot of space making with those scatter of the weeks, especially against the low range that Cloud9 so far have.
I'm really curious about this pick now for C9, because they could get Malice, the jungler. Now, we've only seen Malice play 4 champions. The other 2, besides the ones that are already banned, are Hecarim and Udyr. I think that Tom Kench is incredibly valuable for C9 at the moment, because you can take away the power of the scatter and the Syndra ultimate. So if Tomio wants to take Hecarim, they could ban out Udyr Shyvana, and I don't know what Malice has from there.
Well, we'll have to find out, because there is the opportunity for Tomio to
or you could
take that Hecarim. They could also
Thresh.
take Thresh. That's what I was about to say. And then ban the Hecarim Udyr, force the Shyvana, because we haven't really seen it yet. Or a Skytech Rakan, something he's really comfortable with.
Yeah, and this is a good matchup into Tom Kench as well. And I really like when you pair up Rakan with some form of frontline. So I'd like to see EG hit Malice's champion pool a little bit more. You could push him onto something that he's yet to show on the Academy stage. Now, Malice is someone that very much kind of similar to the old school junglers, very much has a tier list, right?
Yeah.
So it's this champion, then this champion, then this champion. So by taking him down a peg or two, if they take away that Hecarim and that Udyr, we could push Malice out of the Shyvana, and that would open things up for Tomio to really try and punish around the map, because that is definitely a pick that, especially when you go for the bruiser Shyvana that Malice likes, it takes time to farm up. It takes time to get some of those bonus stats from taking the dragons, and that would open up a big window for EG to try and punish C9.
So far, Malice has only played 4 champions in Academy. Hecarim, Udyr, Karthus, and Evelynn. That's all he's played so far. While we know he's capable of a lot more, we haven't seen it on the stage. So with that Hecarim ban, I'm imagining Udyr is banned here as well to force a new champion out of Malice.
We expect Shyvana based on his tier list, and we'll have to see what Tomio ends up blinding. We saw Tomio take the Build-A-Bear in the last game. Like I said, I like Rakan when you have a front line that you can kind of go in with. So I think something like Xin or Volibear that can just, dash in, then have the recon, pop the quickness, and get on top of the members of C9 would be nice, as C9 taking away 2 of the counters to what potentially could be an Ornn coming out from them.
Does seem like
or
this
Gnar.
setup. Yeah, a Gnar,
Honestly, a Gnar.
Scion
Yeah,
too.
I think a Gnar.
There's a lot of things that you can play here, but this is what I expect. It's the jungle pick, but it isn't what we exactly expected. It's Tomio's Lee Sin, something he has made a name for himself on.
Yeah, I mean, it's still something where you can go in with recon. As now the Shyvana comes out for Malice. Darshan left with his blind. I think that I would not be surprised if I see a Gnar here. It has been a comfortable blind for Darshan. He played it really well in their win yesterday against Golden Guardians. And it would push Surdy onto potentially a Jace would be the pick. Jace is not bad here.
Jace, Aurelia, those are kind of champions that I'd imagine. But I also kind of look at the composition. It's fairly squishy on the side of Evil Geniuses. They don't really have a consistent front line. It's more burst and trying to see if they can take out the problem, Aphelios and the Rise immediately. But
that's Jax.
It's Jax playing into Tryndamere. All right.
This is a hard winning matchup for Jax. You can see Surdy taking the Ignite. So, of course, that Counter-Strike. And Tryndamere, all of his damage is auto-attack based. I mean, obviously, he has the E, but your E cooldown is based off of crits. And you can't get crits if you can't auto, which is what Jax can do. So, Surdy, he's played it once into a Renekton. He's going to play it again into Tryndamere. My concern for EG is that Saligo has no good targets. Given the Tahm Kench, given that Tryndamere can just press R and dodge out on the damage, Saligo is pretty much relegated to being a peel bot for Cowrie. And if things go late for C9, I still really like the 1-3-1 setup they have with Tryndamere and Rise, but I feel like EG have more opportunities to break that game plan early. And I would want to see SkyTech and Tomio sync up and try and attack the top side, put this Tryndamere behind, because Surdy has a hard counter matchup. I think that it's one that he can win into the Tryndamere. He's going to need some support, and he's really setting up to really dominate this lane because it's an Ignite. It's no TP on this Jax. He's going Flash Ignite into this Tryndamere. So that tells me that it's all about Surdy, all about making sure that he has the support he needs to play aggressive. Any wave that is going to be bad, EG's got to be there to fix. And I'm curious to see if they can execute, as it's a different game plan than last time.
It is, and this is more about getting Surdy that revenge, isn't it, Cubby? He got absolutely dumpstered in that last game, all from that level 2, level 3 play that gave Darshan the early lead. This is now Surdy's time to shine. His time to bully around Darshan, and I'm really excited to see that, especially as you said, Tomio and SkyTech, if they can team up, get to this top lane immediately, and get these kills on Jax, then Surdy, either he can join the team or he can split push all the days long. But here it is, our last game of the day on this stream. We got more action on Academy channel. If you go to twitch.tv/Academy, but we got to finish this one out. Cloud9 Academy, Evil Geniuses Academy, the revenge of Surdy, or getting another 2-0 victory for Cloud9.
And, I mean, all eyes have to be on Surdy, on Tomio. How are they going to play around this matchup? Are they going to be able to get Surdy ahead? As looks like level 1, C9 looking to use some of the power of that Tahm Kench. At least going to get a ward onto the blue buff of Tomio. As C9, there it is.
Yep.
Going to come out from copy.
That took a bit, but still gets the ward down nonetheless. We'll notice that Tomio's not starting blue buffs. He is hovering around those Raptors. But look at Darshan. He's rotating up. Will be spotted out by Tomio. Where's that ward placement? I'm just looking to see if Darshan places one at red to make sure they have full knowledge of Tomio's start. But instead of even doing that, I'm going to back out of there, get back to the top lane, try to do his damnedest to not let Surdy get out of control.
Who needs a ward but can just use your face? You know?
That's true. That is very true. And
just using his face.
Yeah, just spotting out, saying, hey, Surdy's here. He's already rotating back. Red buff hasn't even spawned. Probably not a red buff start. Plus, they saw Tomio on the ward at blue buff. Tomio, once he saw Darshan on that top half of the map, he booked it immediately to the bottom half in case there was a late invade potential out Cloud9.
All right, well, both junglers starting on the bot side, pathing towards top. So could meet. We expect Malice to full clear. Well, once again, keep in mind, this is not going to be the AP Shyvana. We're expecting Bruiser Shyvana on the Malice. The press the attack also kind of gives that away as we see Darshan. So this lane matchup, level 1's okay for Tryndamere because you can dash away. But once Surdy hits level 2, you get that Q to follow. Things get really tough for Tryndamere. So Darshan's going to be really careful with how he plays out this lane, especially given Surdy's Ignite. If he's careful with when he drops that, this can be hard winning. But fortunately for Darshan, was able to utilize that E, going to get the push early, and at least ensure that Surdy can't just trade for free, as there's the Q level up. And that's how this match can play out for the Jax.
And that's why Darshan constantly is trying to keep that rage bar full. Get the maximum amount of heal, but Surdy is not going to let that stand without a fight.
He kept Conquer up with that. This is big. Darshan could be in trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble.
He has Ignite.
He's got the jump, the flash response, Ignite. It's first blood for Surdy. His revenge is accomplished.
And that's why the auto attack was so important, because it kept Conqueror going for him. As that enabled Surdy to step up and...
Hold on, Cubby. That's a flash. It was too late from Isles. The 2v2 bot lane gets a kill for Calvary right out of the gates as well.
And this is exactly the start that EG needed in this game. They find kills in both of the side lanes, and it's off just straight up laning, right? Neither junglers got involved. This is just EG taking it to C9, trying to break their game plan early. A big deal for them is wins in both sides. It's going to now allow you, if you can transition this, to attack the jungle of Malice, interrupt his clears, as we're going to have a replay exactly how this went down bot. Props to SkyTech. This is very aggressive from Isles. The wave is not in his favor. SkyTech just lands the Grand Entrance. Isles doesn't flash it. Ends up paying the ultimate price as he goes down. EG now playing very aggressively, as they know that King doesn't have heal. They might try and get his flash.
I wonder if they try to get one more kill as well. If they can get another kill. We talked about SkyTech and Tomio teaming up with one another, but SkyTech over-aggressed. He has no mana to heal to get a little bit of movement speed, but he already flashed. Tomio is waiting. He's getting here soon. He can jump on top of King, and there is going to be the ward hop to get the kill on a King. Excited Cowrie can start to kite back Isles, who's got a lot of health, but he's knocked up in the air by the Grand Entrance with a nice zap. Tries to go for the missile dive, knock up on Cowrie. Big old shield from the thick skin, but a body block. No tongue lash kill today.
EG roll the dice, and guess what? That flip, it comes up cheese side. Up, EG are cruising to this bot lane. Is now Cowrie 1-0-2. Gonna get back on the map. Probably have a finished Noon Quiver or be close with all the gold he's been injected early. And yep, there's the item. Cowrie, he's set up for success. Surdy already won out on this solo lane matchup. And EG, man, they're just cruising this game, Mad Magical.
Well, this is that lane prowess that we were seeing come to fruition. This early game domination that we wanted to see. That was a bad trade right there for Surdy.
That was a mistake.
It was definitely a mistake, but he has got underneath the turret. Darshan is only level 5. He could try to go for this, but remember, Counter-Strike makes it really difficult. That's why Darshan is hesitant to actually try to dive at this moment, just getting a little bit more damage on top.
Surdy will have to reset, though, after this wave, as Darshan, a few more levels in the queue, has some more sustain. Now, on the back half, EG, they didn't have to base after they found the kills, so Malice will get that first dragon. That's nice on Shyvana. You get a couple extra resistances from your passive, so a little bit bonus value. As with that dragon being taken, this does open up Tomio to try and get in and help Surdy. You can see Surdy's sticking around, this wave shoving out. He has no pots left. He needs help, and I think Darshan, with that trinket ward, realizes that safety is an illusion. Someone else has to be in this area, and Tomio will be making an appearance after he takes the Gromp away from Malice.
Getting a little bit of counter jungling. But
Copy's coming, though.
Has Realm Warp. He can easily show up. Now that they've spotted Tomio, Realm Warp pops. Copy does not get Tomio. He ward hop right to Malice.
No
getting a lot of damage on top of him, though.
Malice
gotta be careful to it. Twin Bite really bites into Tomio and gets a shutdown for Malice.
That's the press the attack damage. That's the Shyvana dueling power as Malice and Copy sync up. This means that Surdy's lane state, it can't be broken either. Now Malice, he just gets the cruise in here.
Yeah, waiting for the Counter-Strike once more. We have Undying Rage. Surdy's so low. The flash in from Malice to get a kill. It's Cloud9 suddenly turning this one around onto Evil Geniuses. Good start initially for EG, but good reads and good bounce backs for Malice.
And Surdy, like, because Tomio goes down, because of the hover from both Copy and Malice, he wasn't able to fix his wave state. And Darshan has more sustain once you run out of the C pots on the Jax, and he was just able to use that win the war of attrition, take away the lead that Surdy was able to find with that level 2 kill, and now C9 have somewhat steadied their ship on the map and in a much better shape now. As we're going to take a second look. Yeah, Darshan, he hit 6 here. Surdy knows he's in big trouble. He's got a wave that's shoving out. He's trying to find the engage before Darshan hits 6, and then once Malice shows up, he knows it's over.
Once he hit level 6, that's where Surdy kind of knew it was a done deal. There was not really a good way to fight back. Malice showing up as well. 2 kills for Malice. And I was even looking at that. He's been power farming this entire time. Even though Tomio has made a couple plays that worked out well for EG, they still have to worry. The first dragon going over to a Shyvana as well, now with 2 kills under her belt. Malice is set up to, even though he's going to play more the Bruiser build, to be a good carry threat.
We'll see if Malice can get in range. I must admit, Shyvana jungle is not something I'm very well versed on. Not something that we see a lot of. I think the one thing that's a good sign for EG is that Jax does have the potential to just go sicko mode this game. 3 auto-attacking champions. You are Jax with a dodge. It's a nice setup. And Darshan, he does have ult. We have a 3v3 emerging. Surdy.
Oh, here's Malice, though.
No.
The Dragon's Descent. Surdy's low, but he still survives just barely. Copy waiting to get in range to throw out some QE damage on top of Surdy. Saligo is also incredibly low. Flashes are not available for EG. The jump in from Surdy, that could have been risky.
And EG, I mean, you're trying to dive a Tryndamere. He just gets the press R. They took way too much tower damage. I think feeling the pressure to pull off that play, and now because of that one trade from C9, Malice gets to get in the jungle with Tomio. He gets to continue to zoom ahead in this matchup, as you were teasing was possible, man, Magical. And,
I will be surprised if this actually amounts to too much.
Some love tap.
Exactly.
Some love tapping, you know?
There it is. Kaori gets some love taps himself back onto Isles, but Isles is threatening. Pomp Kench, even if he's behind, 0-2, always a good meatball. Someone to throw in front of your carry and make sure. I mean, this is why we're starting to see him be one of the most premier supports in the game, in the meta.
Yeah, I think he's way too strong in the early levels. You just can't move him out of lane. And now that he has, the ability to force fights early, it just makes him all the more stronger, as you can really just force the issue, try and bully around just the raw stats and strength that you have in the early levels. Not to mention all the safety you bring for these lethal tempo marksmen later. As EG, man, I know that we put a lot of emphasis in this game, Mad Magical, early of, let's keep our eyes on this top lane matchup. Can Tomio and Surdy sync up and make something happen? And as we are approaching the 10-minute mark, that has not happened. I mean, it has been C9. They were the ones that broke the top lane matchup with the play of Darshan and Malice. They were the ones who turned around that 3-man dive that EG were setting up. And this Tryndamere, even though it's not the best matchup in the Jax, I mean, you can still go late game in these side lanes. You can still find these crazy flank angles as Surdy.
He pops the ult. They both pop ult. That actually is
too.
a lot better for Surdy, since Darshan was low and... Okay, let's watch this. Boom goes the dynamite.
Okay, well, that was just the whole plan. Feed kills over to Kaori cross map. We return mid. Tom Kench has been caught in transition, and EG, just like that, get back out on the map and bounce back with kills, and they could use this to try and contest the dragon.
And right now, look at Malice. He's already posturing to take this away quickly. That's the one great thing about Shyvana. That champion does take dragons really fast, but like you said, they can't. There was too much on the side of Evil Geniuses that would make it so that if Malice is stuck and hard commit for this, he'd most likely die. Even though he's posturing still to wait until Isles gets here with that Abyssal Dive, he's still a ways off. It's down too low, and they've even got a root. They've got a lot of damage on a Malice to force Malice away.
Dragon taken for EG. Plate goes to the wayside for King. Malice actually still sticking around. He's got to be careful.
That's not Dragon's
If he finds Skytech, he does have a lot of dueling power.
Even against
Bork.
Exactly. Bork already completed. Having the ult
they want the
available
dive.
as well. Here
we
the
go.
realm warp already set up. Isles could look for a knockup with the Abyssal Dive. There it is. Looking for the support.
That's
making sure that Skytech goes golden. But the
Nice
team coming in from
stopwatch.
Saligo is going to make it really difficult. Malice never even popped the ult. They got a lot more damage onto Copy instead.
That was a really nice stopwatch from Skytech as Copy.
So close.
Time Warp Tonic might have saved him there. Able to sneak out. That's EG deterring the play. And this does open up more time for Surdy in the top lane. He has completed Trinity Force now, Mad Magical. And Darshan, this is a very difficult point in the matchup for him.
Yeah. But yet not yet completed his own Mythic. You could, with Surdy, hard committing to get that early Trinity Force, skipping, going for the level 2 boots. I mean, expected. Like you said, it's a hard time.
Yeah, you take the Mythic every time.
Right.
This is a deadly matchup. And Jax, we have seen a couple Jaxes in Academy. I think unlike the other games that we have seen Jax, you're playing this into 3 auto attack based champions that are all scaling off on hit crit. You do have the opportunity to just be massive as Surdy. And we're going to have to see C9 if they can stop this. You can see Surdy.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Counter-Strike looks for Malice instead. Jumps away.
Got no
but
ignite.
with that ult, it makes it too easy for Darshan.
Yeah, and there was no ignite for Surdy. He burned it on his last all-in under the turret. So nice recognition from Malice to get up in a wave state where Surdy was going to look to attack Darshan. They bait him in. They turn the play. And Darshan is granted some respite on the top side. And Malice is granted this Rift Herald.
I think he was also a bit surprised with the amount of damage Malice did initially. Because when you get that Flame Breath on someone and Twin Bite, it's a lot of damage. But
you've got
Darshan,
this.
You don't have ult this time. And with the kick into the wall, Tomio gets a little bit of revenge for Surdy.
Well done by Tomio, as that wave will still be shoving away from Surdy, but well worth it. Gets a free kill in his pockets as C9 looking to bounce back. Malice took the Rift Herald, will immediately drop it mid. And this will be 4 points going over to C9. We'll see if EG can stop the full turret take.
The thing is, I don't even know if Cloud9 want full turret take at this moment. They get the 4 plates off of it. They can wait it out a little bit longer, keep the lane states going, so that Rise can continue to scale it. He's got, what, 210 stacks on that Tear of the Goddess, working towards Everfrost still. Give it a little bit more time, and then Copy will feel comfortable taking that turret.
Yeah, usually the side lanes are the ones you want to be careful about, just because you can get the map shrunk on you, and like someone can hold the wave. If you're not able to make overload plays on the other side of the map, it can get tough. Mid lane, I like getting off the map early, but weren't quite able to stick it on the side of C9, and C9 will have to continue to deal with the onslaught that Surdy is bringing on the top. So I can see Malice, he's skipping over his bot camps. He's going straight back to the top lane. He knows how important it is to help out.
So normally I do agree with you that I like taking those mid lane turrets immediately, but the fact is it now allows a little bit more flexibility for Copy to do things like this kind of roam around. He's going to get caught out a bit by Sligo. Scatter the Weak with Surdy nearby. A little bit of movement speed from Copy, but Malice, they have no idea where the Shyvana is, where the Dragon is. And since that is Dragon's Ascent up and available, they could jump in, but once Tomio was spotted on that ward, it was too difficult.
They did get the ult out of Surdy for free, so that is something that is somewhat nice for Darshan on the top side, as all the posturing around mid will open up. Cowrie was on first reset, 202, has that Kraken Slayer on the Jinx. And that will be a lot of plates going over to this big carry for EG in the later stages. Now Copy.
Kick towards the turret. Okay.
Wasn't able to get behind him.
No, yeah.
It was an opportunistic look. We burned the cooldown before Dragon. It's cool.
Well,
it'll be up hopefully by then.
Yeah. It's not that long of a cooldown, let's be honest. It's a really good tool for Lee Sin. Should, in theory, be back up, but might just be barely off cooldown since it's only 40 seconds until the Cloud Dragon will spawn. And I mean, I really do want the stat. If anyone out there is listening, get me the stat on Cloud9's win rate with Cloud Dragons and Cloud Dragon Soul.
We're firmly committing to this, I guess. We need help.
Yeah.
We can't do live stats, you know?
Oh, exactly. It's like, and from one
Too
day
much brain power for us.
Right. All brain casters, it's true.
Yeah.
But
anyone out there listening?
Yeah, but
Cloud Drake's Cloud9.
That's going to be up. It's only a few seconds until that is available, and you have to deny Dragons from Malice. Malice getting more resistances each time a Dragon is taken for the team makes it a lot more powerful for Malice to be the tank.
So Surdy did clean up that top lane turret, but Darshan's here. They're really prioritizing this Dragon. It will fall to C9, but we're going to have to see if there's a fight after.
We got the Scatter of the Weak. Oh, nice Devour from Isles to keep Malice alive before the ult would come out. They got a lot more damage on a Skytech, but Surdy is completely zoned off Darshan. They can now re-engage onto Cloud9. The turret is barely still up. They can get the minions.
I like EG showing some patience here. Just get the wave in, take this turret in the back half. Surdy is going to posture. As EG, they have numbers, but I think that EG will just play this, though, should take the win with the tower, as I think intelligently C9 is already backed off. You see Darshan went to the top wave, going to try and crash that up there. EG's going to reset. Just take the tower off the back half of that. Okay play, okay trade. They get more gold in their pockets.
Exactly, and getting the gold on the Cowrie nonetheless. This Jinx, even just being Cowrie, a player that we've seen his positioning win team fights handedly for Evil Geniuses in the past.
And look at Malice just sprinting to the other side, trying to take resources away from Tomio. Any jungle fans, you know, longtime League fans will always get a nice spur of seeing a Shyvana walk into the enemy jungle. Throwback to Season 2, Diamond Procs, you know, changing up how jungle's played. I like to honor that, as, of course, we did see resets from both teams. Now getting back on the map, Darshan did manage to match the outer turret take on his own as the Tryndamere. And now that he has Gale Force, that matchup is a lot easier for Tryndamere. You can use the Gale Force to get out of the counter-strike of Jax, and, of course, does bring some more crit. You have the completed Mythic. That is a good sign for Darshan in the top lane.
But look at the build from 30. That's a lot of armor that he's got to kind of counteract that as well.
I really think that Surdy can be massive this game. It's, once again, on-hit Shyvana. You are playing against 2 crit carries in the Tryndamere and King. I think that Surdy, you know, can be this menace in the side lane. We're going to have to see if he can step up, and at the moment, we're going to have to see if Saliga can get out. He's in trouble.
Flash, but he doesn't use anything. He holds off until a while, knowing that there was not really a good escape plan.
Yeah, no, Darshan was not spotted. When you burn Scatter on the wave, you're asking to get attacked. Saliga goes down to Darshan, and Malice, once again, hovering his top laner. And these two have done such good work in these games, Mad Magical, as it really feels like Malice is in the right spot at the right time to make sure that Darshan is on the winning side of these very volatile lanes he's playing.
Getting Darshan back into the game as well. You know, 1 and 3 start, not necessarily characteristic for Darshan. So getting Darshan a little bit more gold, attacking these side lanes, makes it so that he is going to be more of a threat, even if he didn't take the TP to join in these fights. He'll hold his own a bit better against Surdy, but Copy, okay, he's got a, oh, what fancy feet, Copy, you legend!
Okay, that is a cooldown netted on each side. Really nice escape from Copy, as we'll see if that opens up C9 to actually prod this Rift Herald. We'll see if the second Herald's even taken, as Malice is going to take that chunk.
If Malice is going to take the chunk, that is Tomio taking the chunk.
Yeah, that's the power of Bork. You can insta-proc it with Shyvana. You get some % health damage on your E2. That's a big, some big damage going over to the Lee Sin rather quickly.
Yeah, and even being 4-1, it's kind of surprising to see that much damage from Malice immediately. Like I said before, Flame Breath with Twin Bite, it's a lot of damage and a lot of burst.
And this is another game. I know we're getting to the later stages. We're at the 20-minute mark. Oh, I got to pause. Malice, he's got Flash.
Yeah, he's just going to chase him down. There's no escape. Even with the Flash for Saligo, Malice made sure to preemptively flash to say, you're not getting out of this alive.
Well played. Saligo again caught out in the side lane. And this continues to be the game plan for a lot of C9's games and a lot of their wins. It's attacking sides, taking strong side laners, and just finding these skirmishes, doing it really well against EG. And what I was going to get into is that EG, their early win con, we talked a lot about, you know, breaking the top lane, making sure that Surdy's ahead. And Surdy did get a small lead, but it feels like the rest of the team for EG, they're somewhat getting outscaled here, Mad Magical, and they're not able to deal with C9 in the side lanes, as Syndra cannot match Copy.
Nope.
And at this point of the game, Darshan is in a much better state against the Jax, as those early levels, they are dire, but once you pick up the Gale Force, you know, you can at least escape Jax jumping in and somewhat contest in the side a lot more easily. So I still think the game state that C9 are in, it's okay for them at this point. It's an even gold game at 21 minutes, and we've seen C9 win the vast majority of games where they are on even footing at this time.
Also, massive respect to Malice. He's everywhere on the map, and I think that's what made it so difficult for EG.
This is really good. Copy snuck in here.
What?
No, it was Darshan he spotted. Oh, boy.
Oh,
okay.
boy. This is looking rough. Where's the Counter-Strike? He's got the ult planted out, and he's focusing Copy early, jumping over and away, but the flash comes in from Darshan underneath the turret. He can take this for a while with Undying Rage. He's got 2 turret shots to the face, waiting for it. Where's the counter-strike? He's got it back up. He dodges away again with the leap strike, and look who's here to catch Darshan. Overextended and outnumbered. It is Cowrie on a killing spree.
A great turn from EG as Surdy bought time to get another counter-strike. Now it's a 5v4 somewhat for EG. Surdy's trying to heal up. This is still scary. Malice is really strong.
And look at that. He dives in with the Dragon's Descent, getting a lot of damage onto Cowrie. The kick comes in. Looks who they can get. It's Surdy into the back line again, but he's rooted for too long. King gets the kill on that one. And Malice did so much work to split up this fight and make sure they now can look towards the Dragon.
And those tools used to turn the play onto the side of Darshan. It's C9. They just beat him with the pocketbooks. Malice is too big. He's too fed. He just splits the fight. EG were split, and C9 attack at the right time, take away the health bars, and manage to get that Cloud Soul point. That could be very nice for C9. Their comp could really use the extra move speed to get from Cloud Soul. Pop those ults.
And I think we have a replay ready to look at that fight. It first starts off for Surdy. It looked dire.
This is a good idea setup from C9, and props to Surdy finding that counter-strike on Darshan, and then, he's got Frozen Heart on this Jack, so that might have prevented an extra auto from coming in early, buys him the time to get the counter-strike back. Darshan overextended, goes down, but the flip side of this fight, Mad Magical, I just love Malice. He forced EG around both sides of the wall, picked one, so even though C9 were down members, they opted into a 4v3. 2 members of EG were isolated over the wall. They couldn't join the fight, and I just think it's really good recognition from Malice and C9 to take a fight at the right time, make sure that EG can't utilize their numbers advantage, and C9, despite being down someone, still win the fight, get the Dragon, come out on top.
That's why I even said before that Malice is really the character we're looking at in this game on Shyvana. Getting the early kills, but also now with 3 Dragons under Shyvana's belt, this makes her so much more powerful. It's that 20 extra armor and magic resistance that you now gain on Shyvana to make her that much more impossible to kill.
Now EG, one thing they can do is siege with Syndra. Never a bad answer, but you can see the struggles that EG have, just given that they have to play out a 4-1 against C9's 1-3-1. No one can match Copy. Surdy, once Copy gets Frozen Heart, that Rise wins this matchup very hard into the Jax.
Yep.
And Syndra can't match either side lane. So if EG aren't able to find power plays with the 4, which once again is very difficult against a Tahm Kench team, I think it's going to be really tough for EG. And I think a lot of their plays, we just have to keep our eyes on Tomio and Skytech. Can these 2 rookies step up, find a big play to make sure that EG get a big engage, can utilize, chain the CC they have with Syndra, and try and get a couple kills in this team fight? Because at the moment, we talked how Syndra has no good targets. That time's also running out, right? Rise only getting tankier.
Rise getting tankier. Having Aphelios with Tahm Kench nearby at all times.
Yeah.
Alice getting tankier as well. Maybe Darshan, but Darshan's got that ult. So, like you said, there's really no good target. Tomio and Skytech, they're going to be more important than Soligo at this point. I think Soligo, really, you're going to use that Scatter of the Week to get more balls onto the field. So you could toss out a Scatter of the Week and zone off a lot of members.
Yeah, you're just trying to buy space for Cowrie, who, once again, is very big for the side of EG. As also working on that Lord Dominic's regards as well, the LDR. That will be very important for getting through what is turning into a massive frontline for C9 between the Shyvana, Rise, and Tahm Kench.
This is where we bring up the conversation about Copy and how this player, the growth he's had and the different styles he can play. He can play more supportive. He can play more for the team. But Surdy, all right, last time you had the turret to escape. This time, you don't have an escape plan.
Look at Malice.
Counter-Strike comes out, but with 3 members here, they've got you locked down. Even if you get the ult out of Darshan, your life is forfeit.
And Surdy threw down the Ignite.
Oh, not again. Not again. Okay.
Him.
Oh, not up.
The cannon.
Oh.
That was way too close. Cowrie almost finding another one from downtown, but Darshan, he survives. He's able to keep on pushing in the side. And EG just don't have any answers. Surdy going a little bit too far up. Now, Isles, they don't even feel confident enough to go onto the Tahm Kench. And once again, Soligo just doesn't have enough damage against the team as Syndra. This Luden's build, it really can't get through this big front line from C9. It's having a lot of trouble.
Even with the Void Staff, it's just not enough damage to burst down Copy, burst down Malice. It's going to be difficult for the side of Evil Geniuses to kite out and make these fights work, especially because we've seen what Malice can do on Shyvana. Diving into the backline, splitting apart the fight so that Tomio and Skytech can't really dive in. And then you have Copy also there to facilitate, to get a lot of the lockdown tools, as well as being a good, beefy frontline.
All right, the big part of the game. Cloud Soul going to be on the map for C9 here in 25 seconds. EG, I think it's all on Tomio Skytech. They have to find a big engage, one that is enough to buy Cowrie space to pump out the damage. If they don't do that, I think C9 win the war of attrition as Surdy
Got it
getting a little bit feisty.
I don't know if you necessarily want this. Skytech wasn't ready.
Hold on.
He is in position now. He took a lot of damage initially. Malice is pretty low, but he has ult available. Surdy has to dive back towards the team. Here's the quickness pop. Into the backline they go. Getting a lot of damage, but that's that Devourer that we warned about before. But with all the damage on the Malice, they got the kill that they need to. And now Darshan, he's getting kited back. He's got Undying Rage. They take down Soligo, but his life might be forfeit. Just looking to chase him down, but they got enough damage from Copy onto the backline, who continues to chase them. With the Dragon still up, they can easily grab that soul, but with Tomio hanging out in the wings, waiting to re-engage. The flash in from Copy. The double knock-up. The shutdowns, it's huge for Cloud9, and Tomio cannot fight back. Realm Warp to cut off a retreat with Tomio on the wrong side of the map. Copy can chase this one down. Tomio, he might be able to dash it back a little bit with the help of these minions, but it's only delaying the inevitable.
And we always talk about Copy as someone who, you know, can set up his teammates for success. What about engaging, re-engaging fights, and making sure this turns into a team fight win? As Tomio is still running for the hills, but once we get into the replay, man,
I don't know if we have time.
It was a huge play to make sure that Cowrie went down, but you're right. We don't have time. C9, they're trying to stick to the Baron, but I think Tomio getting out, that's going to save the Baron from falling. EG, at least keep that on the map, but it's still Cloud Soul to C9. And taking a second look, the re-engage from Copy here, it's so good, Mad Magical.
It really is. Just Copy's the flash in with Rune Prison, and then the double knock-up out of Isle.
And that's something where, you know, we see EG, they're kiting it out. C9, they have to wait for their cooldowns to get back. And this is something that you talk about as a team. It's, I have empowered Rune Prison, like, W up in X seconds, right? You're waiting for that turn. And once that flash connects, Isles knows exactly, you know, we're going on this. Go on me. They chain the CC. They take down the big carry of EG. Take down the Cloud Soul, which very important for their squad is now.
Oh, that's a good kick from Tomio, because the Devourer was up for Isles, and he took King into a bad spot.
Big.
And now there's no safety. Dead. King is shut down, and so will Isles.
A huge play from EG. We've been waiting for them to find an overload, find a way to attack the 3. And you can see EG, they got 2 members. It is a dead sprint to the Baron. Surdy's going to be the one that answers the pushers from Darshan and Copy, but EG should be able to take the Baron. We'll see if Malice goes for the steal or if he wants to go for more structures.
I feel like if you're on the side of Darshan, you kind of have to just go for the turrets. You could hope for a YOLO out of Malice, but really, you need to make sure you're getting something back, because this should be an expected Baron, but now Malice is found out before he can even ult. Gets a lot of damage. Surdy, he chases him off of the objective. Baron secured by Evil Geniuses.
Very well played by EG. A huge pick found by Tomio and Skytech.
Malice?
It's now Cowrie. He just finds Malice. He was taking the Wolves. He gets caught out. Cowrie gets a bonus kill on the exit. And EG, they keep their inhibitor structures up. And just like that, Mad Magical, this game, we thought Cloud Soul, that's huge for C9. Like, they get the extra move speed. They get more ult. It's all looking dandy, fine, and good. And then Tomio Skytech just break the plan of C9, grant EG a Baron, and this game's not over yet.
That kick from Tomio is what really set it all up, because he kicked Isles. He waited. He baited out the Devour from Isles so they could get the kick. Now Surdy, it's a bad spot. A good knockup comes in from Isles. He jumps back in with Counter-Strike, jumps on top, gets the Devour from King. Isles is still in a little bit of trouble because they got a lot of damage. Darshan, he's got to kite away, but that's a good rocket. A lot of damage comes in. It's only a trade, though. 1-for-1 at the moment. Copy's taken out. That's the one they need to survive if they want to have any fight left, because Isles, surely he cannot.
And C9, they're on EG's side of the map when they're down members. Malice going down, that's a split recall. C9 overextending. Props to Surdy for seeing the angle too. I know he went down, but him turning aggressively on the C9, that's what opened up EG to get in there. bought the space, bought the time for Tomio and SkyTech to sync up yet again. And EG, they now have a gold lead, Matt Magical.
They have a gold lead, and they have the Baron. There is a lot of bounty gold they can pick up, and it's still there for them to collect as much gold as humanly possible off of this Baron.
Oh, man, EG, just like that, propelled back into this game. Now, we're going to get a second look. Look at Surdy. Jumps in 1v4, flashes to commit, and the follow-up from SkyTech. Once again, someone's already in the fight. This just it makes everyone line up. It's the perfect team fight for Tomio and Stigo to hit these big CC line skill shots. And C9, I mean, again, you can see Malice running out of base. C9 just can't be here at this point of the game. This is over-aggression, a big mistake from them, opening up these windows for EG to bounce back. And EG, man, props to them. They're taking those windows, making good use of them, and running with it as they've given themselves second life in this game.
And delaying the fights, too. Surdy, it's been big. Where he had a great start to the game with that solo kill onto Darshan. It was a bit middling in the mid game. In the early, the late early game, mid game, he kind of struggled a bit, but he has bounced back. He's been delaying these fights to set up Cowrie. He is now 6-1 on this Jinx with 4 items completed.
And for EG, this is a legitimate time where EG can look to end the game. Cowrie has all sums and a stopwatch, sitting at 4 items, way ahead of the curve against King. I think that EG should group, stack, play out this 4-1, and push really hard to try and get as much as possible. Now, I know that Elder is up in a minute. Ideally, EG would like to get full control over that, and it looks like they're going to play it a little bit more cautiously because they know if they make a mistake and give over Elder, things could get dicey. But this is a point of the game where, Isles being down sums, you can look to attack the Tahm Kench if you're EG, and really look to take advantage of this window where Cowrie is just insanely powerful with 4 items and all sums available.
But at the moment, difficult for Cloud9 to set that up. That's why they're relying on Copy not being matched in any side lanes. No one really can, as you had talked about before. Ligo, he even realizes that. He has to forfeit that tier 2 turret in the top lane to Copy because he just can't fight back.
Yeah, now Sligo, he will be getting the push back in favor of EG. We see both mid laners resetting. Empowered TPs available as, of course, our Elder. Every team wants to breathe fire, man. We got a chance for EG. They're the ones set up in the river first. Uphill battle for C9. You can see how cautious they're playing around the scatter of the weeks. From Sligo. As EG, they're split. SkyTech is at least spotted.
Wait for Copy. He's got Realm Warp if he wants to get into the middle of this fight. With the Elder taken down to 50, Dirty's taken a lot of damage, but so is Darshan that entire time. Reset on the Elder. It is a difficult one to fully take, especially when all 5 of both teams are here. Scatter the weak onto 3, but they can't get enough damage to stick at the moment. They got rooted onto Tomio, and Darshan's waiting for that flank. He's over the wall. He's got Undying Rage, but he's bounced around by SkyTech with the quickness as well, as Surdy is cut off again, but he's biding so much time for the team because they got the kill onto Darshan, and they can turn back to the Elder.
Cowrie has both sums. They did get the stopwatch out. C9 has to be really careful. King is so low. I legitimately don't think they can fight this. Malice just has to try and steal.
They're trying their best, but look at Surdy. He flashed in. They turned their attention instead onto Isles and Copy with a lot of damage on top. They got the kill onto King on the other side, but Malice is able to take down Surdy as well. A 1-for-1, but it's a nice 2-for-1 in the entirety of it. Cowrie. And look at Cowrie waiting it out. They got a kill on Isles. He's on a rampage. He's excited. Malice, there is no escape. Cowrie has found your number.
And EG, they're going to get the Elder Dragon. They can look to push for as much of the base as possible. Them buying time in these fights, I think the chunks early playing around the Cinder Poke, that's been the big difference for EG. And I know Baron spawns in 45 seconds, but they see the death timers. They want the structures first. We'll see how hard EG push. They're looking to, once again, reclaim this game. This was a dead game for EG. They had no business coming back in this one, but the plays they made off their rookies, Tomio and SkyTech, they've gotten them back in this one, and now they're looking to end.
And Darshan's throwing his body, doing his best to keep the game going. He's got his own ult, but once that's done, he has to go golden. They are hard committing for the win. They got the kill onto Darshan. King's taken low, and Isles tried to re-engage, but they just couldn't get the knockup they needed to. And Cowrie, he's not scared. What fountain? There's no safety for Cloud9. Evil geniuses are the king of 1v1, and they get another 1-1 record.
And EG, man, I think this is a huge win for them. I know that, going 1-3 in a week, it's not ideal. They were staring down the barrel of an 0-4, but I think the manner in which they came back, it's off the backs of their rookies. Tomio and SkyTech, It's their first full split in Academy. They have had some games where they have had troubles, have not been able to make the right plays. We saw in the last game even Tomio, getting caught out twice on the Volta-Bear with Flash and Alt up. And to be down that amount of gold, to be staring down this 1-3-1 comp that you cannot break, and to kind of have the guts to regroup, say, we have to go for these plays, we have to go for these picks, and actually manage to pull it off the back of the two rookies, I think that's a big win for EG. They needed it to move up in the standings, or at least keep on fighting for the top 6, moving closer to proving grounds. And I think that they can build a lot of confidence off of their comeback victory against one of the top teams that we have in Academy as well.
That was an insane game from Evil Geniuses. I think it all came down to that one play from Tomio.
Yeah.
The kick onto Isles after he had
crazy.
devoured King. He waited out for that timer, and from there, Evil Geniuses slowly clawed back their advantages. It was an amazing turn of events for Evil Geniuses. Get us 1-1 in their record for today. We're going to toss it to a break. When we come back, we'll have an interview ready with Evil Geniuses. Our host, Mazel, will be there. I hope you are too.
Welcome back, everyone. I am joined by the support for Evil Geniuses Academy after their incredible comeback win. SkyTech, my dude, how do you keep the mental strong from that game number 1 going into game 2? Tell me the breakdown, man. I need some lessons.
Yeah, so game 1 was a bit rough. No one was playing their best. So we kind of got like a little team huddle outside. Tomio was like keeping the vibes up. Our coach ZZ was like giving us a pep talk. And then game 2, we just kept the mental strong. The vibes were good after some good solo kills by Surdy top lane. And then we also got a 2v2 kill bot lane. We felt like we can win this game, even though it wasn't the prettiest, but we still got it.
Did Surdy yell when he got the revenge kill in the second game at all after getting solo killed a bunch in the first game? And did you just hear like all of a sudden, yes, like freaking out?
It was kind of funny.
think
I was just focused on my lane, and then I just hear like first blood, and I'm like, oh, good job, Sturdy. And he's like, Pog's dead.
I love it. I love it. You get the calm coolness from the top lane. But looking at that bot lane a little bit more, you and Calorie, guys seem to have come into your own these last couple days, and coming into the later parts of the season, that team fight potential between you guys, the engage from you and the follow-up damage from Calorie, it just seems unstoppable. So what do you feel like really clicks between you two guys now, especially as we get to the final parts of this first season?
Yeah, I think we're really strong. We see the same angles, and he trusts me in a late game engage. If I say, yeah, I'm gonna flank, or like, oh, I have this good angle, he's like, go, 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 and I know he's gonna like pump out the damage with the Jinx in the back line, and it's just like a trusting relationship.
That's always good. Are you guys doing any team bonding, at least duo bonding at all outside of the games?
Cowrie plays like a lot of champions queue, so it's like hard to find some time outside to play other games. But we play like Pummel Party with the boys sometimes. We like laugh
that's
a lot.
awesome.
It's good.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, hey, I hear it's definitely a good time, especially if you got that crew going with you. A little bit more on you specifically, though, SkyTech. You know, coming into Evil Genius's academy itself, right? Getting that promotion. 1 week left, one super week left. Where are you at mentally as a player, and how do you feel like your season has been so far?
Regarding the season, I feel like most of us on the team thought we would have had a better record. Like right now, we're kind of at the bottom half of the league. Things are not like panning out too well. But me personally, I feel like I've been improving a lot as a player, and I still have much more to show. So just wait till maybe there's playoffs. I forget. I don't know. I should know that, but I'll prove myself later.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So one last little bit here. I want to give you a moment to go ahead and shout out anybody you want to talk about here before we let you go on the final day.
Shout out my teammates. Shout out my coaches. Shout out Monster. Monster's really good drink, by the way.
I like it.
So you should just drink up. That's it.
Man, you're checking all the boxes. People are gonna love you. I love you, SkyTech. Thank you so much for participating and being here with the interview for me and getting a chance to talk to you. Go enjoy the comeback win and get ready for 3 full days of action next week, my friend.
All right, peace.
All right.